Did you know if I have 99 problems, just healing my gut can solve about 86 of them, you know? So, the root cause of most of the health challenges starts from our digestive system. If we fix our digestive system, then a lot of our problems would get resolved. Let's just understand how our digestive system works, Our digestive system works into 5 phases. So I'm not going to get into details, but you can see phase one is mechanical digestion, where a lot of it has to be in the mouth, where we are masticating the food, where we are breaking it down into smaller particles. Then it goes into your stomach, where a lot of chemical digestion happens, where a lot of stomach acids are released onto this food and chemical digestion happens. Then the chemical digestion and absorption happens when more juices get added to it. And then the absorption and fermentation happens, and then the elimination happens. So today, pretty much we're talking about the phase two, where the chemical digestion happens. The phase one and the phase two, that is where most of the root causes for acidity and gastric trouble and bloating starts. Okay, so I'm going to give you 6 best practices which would help. Some of them you might already be practicing, some of them you definitely want to work on. Okay, so the first one is, if you notice, most of the people who suffer with acidity or bloating, usually they have a long gap between their meals. It leads to high levels of sugar fluctuations and causes a lot of bloating and gastric trouble, or sometimes acid reflux also. It's a good idea that you live in a routine where you have your fixed timings for food. We don't recommend to eat food unless you are hungry, but at the same time, if you develop a routine and if you have a correct portion size, you will automatically start feeding at regular intervals. By the way, do you know that feeling hungry is a sign of youth? You know, so developing a eating routine and eating your dinner early, as the picture depicts, before 8 p.m. is a great practice that you can do. Having your breakfast, lunch, dinner, whatever the meals of the day, how many number of meals of the day that you eat as per your diet plan or as per your health goal. Make sure you are keeping sufficient gap, you are eating the right food with the right portion control and at the right time. Follow the circadian rhythm which we can learn. Second best practice. Did you know that 50% of the food is digested in our mouth? So you remember the phase one, mechanical digestion? This is where it happens. This is the place where a lot of the saliva basically mixes with your food, and 50% of your food gets digested. Have you realized that most of us, we all have heard that we should chew our food 32 times? Today, I want to give you a food for thought. Just when you're having your breakfast or lunch, consciously count how many times are you actually chewing your food. Chances are it is less than 10 times also, and especially if it is a working day, it becomes even more quick, it's probably 2 times or 3 times. We're just in a rush to finish the meal, right? This is one reason where the stomach and the digestive system has to put extra effort in digesting the not completely broken food. It has to produce more acids, it has to produce more effort to digest and convert the incompletely broken food into more broken food. So good idea is to chew your food 32 times. If you're at 5, how about counting it and making it to 10 and then 15 and then 20 gradually? If we develop that consciousness, it will surely help you. They say it takes about 20 minutes for your body to realize that it's full. By the time the stomach sends a signal to the brain, it's almost 20 minutes delay. So it's a good idea that you eat slowly without any distractions, because again, when you're looking at a mobile, looking at a laptop and just eating it here and doing something on the side, the gut to brain connection is lost. So you want to have complete presence and complete awareness when you're eating your food. This surely will help you bring your acidity or bloating or gastric trouble down. Third, very important, avoid junk food. They are very highly loaded with bad fats and very, very void of, nutritious calories and fiber, which is why they cause more trouble in the body. As the picture depicts, choose real food. Don't eat processed crap. And by the way, juices and soda are also high on sugar and processed food. So even if it is a fruit juice, do not drink your fruit, eat your fruit. We are blessed with teeth, we are blessed with a mouth, so we got to chew it and not just gulp it down the throat. Every time you chew your food, there are a lot of digestive juices that start getting released in our stomach already, ready to receive what's coming. But when we eat in a rush or when we gulp juices and drinks, what is happening is the digestive system is not initiated. It had no clue that a large dump of sugar is going to just come in, and it is supposed to digest it now. So it's a good idea that eat, chew well, and eat healthier meals. Do not eat highly processed foods because they are high on sugar and high on fats. Number four, you know, as the picture depicts, if there are a lot of bacteria, good and bad, in our intestinal tract, in our gut system. There are about 2000 species, 2000 variants of different bacteria in our gut. Okay. Now, the interesting thing is, if we have had any course of antibiotics or some kind of strong medications, a lot of these bacteria get wiped out from the body. You know, like we need the good bacteria. Sometimes for treating the ailment, we need antibiotics or some medication. But in the process of killing the bad bacteria, a lot of good bacteria also get killed, and that's why we got to restore the gut flora, as we say. If you have recently taken antibiotics or if you have not been eating as well as you should eat, then a lot of these bacteria get affected. So you might want to give your gut bacteria a boost by making sure that you're having enough prebiotics and probiotics in your diet. Being high on vitamin B can also help you restore a lot of these good gut flora. As I said, along with the bad bacteria, a lot of good bacteria are getting killed because the medication can be so harmful. So having nutritionally balanced meal and having more diversity in your food will make sure that all the bacteria, the good ones, are thriving and they are getting enough nutrition on which they can thrive and grow and help you with better digestion. Let's practice number 5. It's a very simple one, but a lot of times ignored. Drink more water, because water is a greatest detoxifying agent of all the time and costs 0 calories. So it's very important that you drink sufficient water. Do you know that even 1% drop of water level in our body can lead to fatigue, acidity, and many other issues? Just 1% drop of water level. So never get dehydrated, never feel, now, depends on which location you live, but if it is summertime, it becomes even more important. But on a daily basis, you've got to drink sufficient water, which will keep you hydrated, which will continue to detoxify your body, and it also helps you to have better digestion. Let's practice number 6. Deep breathing. We just finished with it, but the basic benefit of deep breathing? Every time you inhale, you help your body balance its acidic and alkaline level naturally. Practicing yoga, pranayama, and breathing techniques can reduce acidity. And I'm sure as a Dawn buddy, you're already experiencing good benefits of good health, good knowledge, and because of the deep breathing, now you know how consciously you can improve the alkaline level in the body and make sure that your digestion, your acidity are at bay. Your digestion is good and acidity is at bay. Okay. Now, well, let's see some of our wellness champions who have overcome this problem. Acidity or bloating sounds such a non-hazardous thing, but when it becomes a very severe, day-to-day challenge, a lot of your day-to-day life gets affected with it. So we have Kavita from Kolkata. She's not only lost whooping 12 kgs of weight, but you can make out she's got freedom from gastritis, acidity, migraine, and severe backache. Mind you, the gastritis, acidity, and migraine are all root causes of poor gut health, and when she has fixed that, it has actually helped her feel better, feel lighter. We have Dr. Parth. Now, do doctors need, something like this? Well, ask a doctor and he would tell you or she would tell you that they have irregular meal timings, because of their hectic schedules. He has lost more than 11 kgs of weight in just 2.5 months' time. That's pretty much 5 to 6 kgs in a month. Is that awesome or what? But what's more interesting is relief from acidity, lipid profile is corrected, vitamin B and vitamin B12 levels are normalized. And you see, he looks so much fitter and better. All this can happen when you fix your gut health and when you fix your vitamin B12 levels and when you work on best practices to improve your digestion, when you work on balanced eating and good fiber, good nutrition, and eating at regular intervals. So all this has to be done, and that's why it's called as a lifestyle modification. So that brings